All right, good evening, contractors. In this video, these next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to share with you why business strategies are so important. We're going to talk about and touch on employee manuals, and we are going to talk about the systems. Man, let's get busy. Be right back. All right, welcome back. So systems. Man, so this is a little bit of a rant, and I know JB's been on the Only Wood Floors Facebook page and seen a couple of this crazy ass job that we're doing right now. So it's like 8,000 square feet refinishing of 1938 United States Post Office in Santa Monica. And normally I don't do any commercial work. Normally I don't have anything to do with any of it. I just run the ads, the marketing, and just I'm there for questions and answers. So two gentlemen from Europe bought this place and hired a huge construction company to revamp it, re-put it back together. They brought somebody in to try to do something with the floor. They just ended up creating more work. So these guys found us on the internet and contacted me, and then the guy that runs the business, said, hey, they want to talk to you. They seen, so anyway, these guys are like, oh man, we found you on the internet. We seen your videos. We really want you to do this. And I'm like, nah, that's not what we do. And, I can find someone for you. I can recommend somebody. So we're going back and forth, but this is when I'm on the freaking motorcycle for, I took 4 weeks and I'm on the road. So I'm driving down on my motorcycle. My phone is right here and I'm texting at 90 miles an hour. and I'm kind of getting a little big headed. And I said, I think I told you guys last week was I broke one of my own rules, and it's always feed your bank account, not your ego. Feed your bank account, not your ego. So I went back and forth, and I was like, oh man. Plus it'd be kind of cool, the video and stuff. So I came up with some stupid, outrageous number and sent it to the people, hoping I'd never hear from them again. So they came back going, man, we really want to use you. Can you give us a little bit better deal than that? And I'm still on the motorcycle reading that, going, damn, I can give you a lot better deal if you're serious. So anyway, I took the friggin' job and I still shouldn't have. It's turned out to be the friggin' hardest. I've been doing this shit over 35 years, and this ended up being the hardest job we've ever had to refinish. And just, probably 5 times more material and twice as long. I ended up having to hire a couple of other guys from another company to come in, and I've been there friggin' on hands 12 hours a day. So all of that to say this, I mean, I still make a nice chunk of change at the end of the day, but it throws everything out of sync. It just, for my personal life and for my business, I've gotten, I was able to sell, several different businesses, but they don't buy the business because I have a friggin' website. And the first business I sold didn't have a website. It just had a list of contractors and the systems that we did stuff. Back then it was the phone books, how the phone, anyway, it's just, you have a system to keep the phone ringing. You have a system for answering the phone. You have a system for bidding the jobs, giving the estimates, a system for hiring employees, a system for putting everything. Everything has a freaking system. That's why it runs itself. It's like winding up a clock and letting all the gears inside the clock work. You just wind it up, walk away. So once you get these systems in place, that's winding it up. You just walk away. I screwed it up. I screwed it up by taking this freaking job, and I told the guys, hey, I take 100% responsibility. We need all hands on deck. So when I say all hands, I'm some of those hands. I have to be there to lead by example and make sure this crap gets done. Bring in some other guys, but it's getting done. I'll be done Tuesday, still on schedule, but it messes up my schedule, my life schedule. I'm not able to do the internet stuff that I'm supposed to be doing. I'm not able to get back with contractors that I'm working with one-on-one. I don't go to the gym like I'm supposed to go. I don't eat the way I'm supposed to eat. I freaking had a 7-Eleven hot dog. I haven't had one of those in freaking 30 years the other day, because I get there, man, and I show up at 6 o'clock. The machines are on by 6:30, and I don't turn them off till freaking 5, and everything starts cleaning up. But when when you get out of systems like that, when you get out of symptom, it's just, it throws everything out of sync. You know, I'm running, I spend a lot of money for ads because I want to go through a lot of ads. Our biggest system, and the reason the business runs itself so easily, is we pick and choose the jobs that we want. I throw away more ads, or I'll send them to my buddies or other guys that are in business, or I just hit delete when I hear the voice message. And I'm able to do that because I'm looking for a certain criteria. I want the easy jobs, the in and out, high profit, big margin. And I don't like my guys to work this hard. They're going to be wore out, and they stick around with us because, one, they get paid really, really good to do easy jobs. I mean, because we're able to pick and choose those jobs. So now I've got ads, you know, the ads are still running. I could have scaled them back a little bit because I knew what this thing was going to do, you know, but I didn't, you know, so that's phone calls that aren't getting returned, or emails or text messages that aren't getting returned. It's just, it just screws everything up. Just, you know, rescheduling stuff. Billy Ray Cyrus, you remember Achy Breaky Heart? I had to tell that dude, no, man, I just can't come over there. I just, you know, sorry. I had to send another dude over to his house. So you got to get the systems in place, and then you got to let the systems work. Don't get big-headed. Don't be, I mean, learn from my mistakes, and just don't get involved. I got guys who, you know, buy and sell real estate, foreclosures or cheap properties, and, you know, they want to buy the houses that they know they can make a huge profit on, and they have a checklist, and they go down the checklist, boom, 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 and as soon as something on the checklist doesn't get marked, you know, they don't let their emotions get involved. They're like, no, it's got to this, everything has to hit. And that's where you want to get, you know, bidding these jobs, taking these jobs, running the ads. I told you guys 3 weeks ago is I'm at a place in life and in business to where, you know, someone starting out doesn't have the same luxury that I have. They almost have to take every job. They can't give, you know, they have to give the free estimates. They've got to keep, you know, there's nothing more important than getting up every day, leaving the house, coming home with a profit. That's first and foremost. That has never changed for me. I mean, just shit, you know, it's being raised in North Carolina and living with my granny is like, hey, man, if you didn't get up and work, you didn't eat. Get your ass up, get out of bed, get out there, man, pick potatoes, do what, you know, you had to do something. But even in this, no matter what your business is first and foremost is you got to make a profit every day. And then you want to work less and make a bigger profit. That's the goal. And it takes a while to get there. So me and Anthony we're talking, you know, about, you know, giving jobs, bidding jobs, whether you drive out, don't drive out, charge for the consultations, all of that stuff. And then the tire kickers. So, you know, after this, we're going to go into our Facebook training. And if you ask 100 people online, business owners, especially construction guys, have you ran Facebook ads? And I took a couple of screenshots and posted them, but everyone, you know, most people are not fond of them. They get a lot of people asking questions, but nothing really ends up being a project. It doesn't end up becoming a job. So and you deal with a lot of questions and answers. Most of the time, the guy that took over my business, there's no phone call stuff. Everything is either email or text message. You've got to jump through a couple of hoops before you get on the phone with either me or with him, because you'll get on, like Anthony talked about, man, you drive out there, these homeowners think, oh yeah, I got nothing better to do. Come over and sit in my living room for an hour and a half. Let's talk about my project. Like, no, shit, I'd rather be out walking the dog, playing fetch or something. They'll do the same thing on the phone. Shit, I'll spend 30 minutes to an hour on the phone with a homeowner. Last year, when I first started, you know, selling my books for contractors only, I was giving free consultations, and I was doing the same freaking thing, spending 30 to 45 minutes on the phone with contractors, to where I said, well, that's not happening anymore. Most of it never turns out to be anything. It was just a huge waste of time. So that's part of the systems is you've got to have that system for answering the calls, sending out the text messages, sending out the emails. And we're going to talk about in the Facebook training how to respond to Facebook ads or when comments when people message you. The other thing I wanted to touch on was me and JB had asked me about employee manuals and training and stuff. And if I have what'd you ask me, JB? If I had a template?
Yeah.
Yeah. And Anthony, Anthony, you put one together, I think, didn't you? Employee handbook or something like it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And because usually when I'm working with contractors one-on-one is there's a couple of online like HR companies that you can download, and that's how the template kind of starts. And then depending on your city and your state, there's a couple of little things that should be at the back of the book or in the manual, legal wise and stuff. But when I found these templates is they kind of get you started, but it's almost, I tell, working with contractors, I tell them, hey, you just sit down, whether it's a pen and paper or type it out or whatever, but it's everything that you want a new person to know. Like, what are you going to describe to them? And, when to show up, how to act, even if they're not clocked in or but if they're one of your employees, especially if they're wearing a hat that has your name and logo or a shirt that has your name and logo, there's a certain, attitude and personality. There's a certain way that they have to act, because if they have that hat and shirt on, they're definitely representing your company. But even if they don't, they're still representing your company if someone knows them, if you're in a small town. So, you can't, it's the way you act. So it's everything, what time to get up, so you start writing it all out, and then you're able to put it into like a book form. And JB had mentioned also, I didn't even have a chance to look at it, but some stuff that you were asking, should you put in a brochure? And I'm just not a fan of brochures at all. They're a lot of money, and it's like a little 3 sheet of paper that folds 3 things or whatever, to where with just a little bit more, time and effort, you can develop a booklet. Just any, and this is my book. They're not laughing because you're not funny, but you can be. 16.5 ways to add humor. But so instead of a brochure, you end up with a booklet like that, depending on whatever it is. And that's the one that I sell I don't even sell it. We give it away on our website, but I would rather you have a booklet like that, even more so than a business card, because it just makes you the authority. And I think that was it. What else were we going to talk about? I know I'm leaving something out business wise that I wanted to share with you guys. Any questions on those 2 things that we just talked about? Does it make sense?
I know I emailed you that template. You want to share it?
Yeah, you did. And I was going to ask you before I even sent it over to JB, because I really liked what you did. And then when JB's or anyone's reading through it, it's like you're going to have your own personality and the way that you want your company to be and what you expect out of people. And that's really what it is because when we hire new guys, new girls, employees, you've got to understand it's a blank chalkboard, man. It's like they don't know unless we tell them. They have their idea of when to show up, when to leave, what to wear, how to act. They all come in with their own perception of how to do things. Most of them come in hoping that we teach them, and we don't. In the contracting business, we're like, we've got to be the worst. We hire these guys and then just say, hey, do this, and then expect them to know it because we think we knew it, and we forgot how hard it was when we were learning. You've got to be extremely specific when you're training these guys, how you bring them in. And there's 2 different ones. There's the manual for, how to show up, when to leave, how to act, everything that you expect out of them. And then you could have, you start putting together your training manual, especially if you're just painting and refinishing cabinets and stuff. If you're just doing the one thing, putting in windows, you can have that whole, again, it's systems of how we do things. That's why I said, I've got a whole video, I think it's 45 minutes on how to hire employees, but it's, I constantly say, you hire the personality and then you're able to train them. You try to hire the skill and they don't have the personality, you end up with problems right off the bat. And you hire the skill, they come in, they're going to do it their way. And you're sitting there going, wait a minute, you should already have your way of doing it. Remember, it's systems. So when they come in, they got to learn your systems. You got to be able to teach them your systems. Because if you have you have a system for installing windows, you have a system for painting cabinets, whatever it is you do it enough times over and over and over again, 99% of the time, it's going to turn out the same way. Every now and then something will happen and you're like, oh man, what the hell happened? But but if you hire a guy, you say, hey man, here's the systems. And if it's all mapped out and drawn out, they can do it. You come in, you show up and you go, man, hey man, what the hell happened? Whoa, man, what? And they're like, oh, well, you say, didn't you follow the system? It's like, well, at my old job or with my old guys, or this is the way I like to do it. And I was like, oh, hell no, I didn't hire you to do it the way you like to do it. We stick to this system. McDonald's makes the same shitty burger over and over again, and they sell a lot of them for a reason. So you've got to put that system together and then teach the guys to just follow the system. And that's in every area of your business, answering the phone, running the ads, all of that stuff. With with us is I don't have to compete with prices because that's what I want to talk about was how video builds your business. Thank goodness. Whew, man, that's huge. These guys from Europe, didn't want to use anyone but us because of the videos they seen online. You've seen the video we did like a couple of weeks before I left and took off for a month. I did what I call the Malibu Castle. It's Malibu, Oaks winery. Just huge. I've been doing work for that family for the last, 6-7 years. Same thing. They found me on the internet, seen the pictures, seen the videos. This billionaire guy that used to own an oil refinery here in LA, sold everything, moved up to Hatchapee, bought a huge horse ranch, and that's like a 2-hour drive, called me up and same thing. Hey man, seen you on the internet, found your videos. Man, you funny dude. Hey, come on up here. We got this thing. The guy messed up my floors. And I said, I didn't even know where Tehachapi was. I was on the phone talking to, and had him on speaker and I was doing this. And then I seen the maps and I was like, whoa. He said, what's wrong? I said, man, you know where Tehachapi is? And he started laughing. He goes, yeah, I live there. I said, man, that's like 2 hours from me. He goes, brother, how much you need just to come up here and talk to me? And Anthony, I tell you, it's these video testimonials that they see, but then I got the how-to videos. I've got all the videos of us working. I'm telling you, they spend 5 minutes on your website. They 5 or 10 minutes on your Facebook page. They feel like they know you. They feel like they're friends with you, and they want someone that they know. They want someone that they like. They want someone that they trust. There's no faster way to build your business than videos. I'm telling you, over and over again. A band called Carmen. A couple of years ago, they had a couple of almost like top 5 songs. My daughters used to walk around singing them. I didn't know who they were. They called up. The guy called up, left a message, and boom, boom, boom. I sent him a regular text message. Boom, he got back to me, sent me some pictures, did this other thing, sent me the address. It was the same thing. I sent him back the text message going, man, Toluca Lake, I really don't work that area. And he sent me back, would you consider it? This is boom, and it was a house of like, I don't know, Bing Crosby that used to own or something. So again, I went with a freaking ego, but and so he sent me the pictures. He did all that stuff. From the pictures, I knew exactly what kind of floor it was. And he was like, oh my God, he was impressed. But from the pictures, I knew everything about the floor. Boom, will you do it? I said, here's the price. If I have to go over there, it's going to be more. You're going to be able to find someone cheaper in that area. I'm telling you. He goes, I don't care about that. I just really want someone with your knowledge. All of this because of the videos. I never picked up a phone. Everything's through text messages, scheduled it. I get over there, get the guys going. I walk in. And I tell you guys, when I'm doing sales trainings, you have something in common with everyone you meet. It's up to you to find out what that is. I go in, there's like a saxophone sitting over in the corner or something. I'm like, hey, dude. I said, man, you into music? You play that thing? He goes, yeah, a little bit. And I said, and then we're talking about, my daughter owns a music school. She's got her master's in music composition. And, we're back and forth. And he goes, yeah, we got a little band. And he tells me the name of the band. So I get everything. I had to run get some supplies. I'm going to go pick lunch up for the guys. So I'm picking up lunch for the guy. So I Google this band, and then I see all these like the #1 hit song and all these videos. I'm like, oh shit, my daughter walks around singing that song. So I get back and I'm like, hey man, you know who you are? And he's like, yeah, we get that quite a bit. We're living the dream. But I never talked to him on the phone. Everything was through text messages or emails. We just showed up. And that's the systems that I want you guys to eventually get to. So, follow us on Facebook. You have any questions about this video, reach out to us. We answer all the questions. Hope this was, valuable knowledge for you. Leave something in the comments below, and appreciate you.